up, YouTube? Tom Sell here, with Chris Evans returning as Steve Rogers slash Captain America in Avengers Endgame. I decided to do my top 10 favorite Chris Evans movies. Because he's, of course, one of the coolest Chris's out there. I mean, he's been in some really cool stuff over the years. So, with that being said, here's my list. Coming in at number 10 is the film Gifted. Not to be confused with the X-Men Fox show that just got canceled. This film is called Gifted. And in the film, Chris Evans plays a single man named Adler who is raising a child prodigy who he's actually raising his young niece named Mary, played by McKenna Grace, who's a child prodigy, and she's like one of the smartest kids ever. And I mean, I gotta say, I thought Chris Evans, he was terrific in this movie. It shows that Chris Evans could do more than just hold a shield and do action and stuff. This movie had lots of heart. I thought the actress who played the little girl, McKenna Grace, who's been in other stuff like Captain Marvel, she was terrific here. Chris Evans, like the chemistry between Evans and Grace was really great. You also had Lindsay Duncan was great. Octavia Spencer was in this. Some pretty good cast members. And the movie was also directed by Mark Webb, who of course gave us Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man films. So it was pretty cool to see Mark Webb do something a little more different. Really good little film. If you guys never seen Gifted, it got released in 2017. And Japan, the movie it did okay, but not a whole lot of people have been talking about it. Which is disappointing because it's a really good film. Coming in at number 9 is the first Fantastic Four. Now, I like the first one, but the second one, which was Rise of the Silver Surfer, oh yeah, that wasn't so good. But anyway, the first Fantastic Four I really had fun with. I mean, I really liked Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch. Of course, he became Human Torch before he became a Cap, so he has comic book movie experience there. Of course, you also had Ian Griffith as Reed Richards. You had Julian McMahon as Victor Von Doom. Michael Chiklis was the Ding slash Ben Grimm. Of course, you had Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman, aka Sue Storm. I really had fun with this. It was really cool to watch. I mean, I thought the chemistry between the four leads were all pretty good. And, of course, after this, we had some not-so-other good Fantastic Four movies that followed, including Rise of the Silver Surfer and, of course, the reboot, which, oh, God, was so terrible. But the first film, to me, I thought was really good. Not great, but it wasn't a complete dumpster fire, as most people make out to be. Alright, coming in at number 8 is one of Chris Evans' earliest work, and that will be Not Another Teen Movie. Now, this movie is kind of a spoof of lots of teen films over the years. And here you got Chris Evans as a American football star named Jake Whaler. I mean, I thought Chris Evans was really good here. Like I said, one of his earliest works. And besides him, you also had Cellular Lay, who of course is best known for Supergirl fame. I believe Jamie Presley was also in this too, if I'm not mistaken. Some pretty good cast members. I mean, this movie was really funny, and Chris Evans, he was great. I really love this movie. It's really funny. Coming in at number 7 will be Cellular. Now, this movie was really fun. In it features Kim Basinger as a school teacher named Jessica Martin, who's abducted by a ruthless crook named Ethan, played by Jason Statham. And she's, of course, brought to a remote hideout, and where she ends up finding a broken cell phone. But when she tries to use the malfunctioning phone to contact the authorities, she accidentally reaches college student Ryan, played by Chris Evans, instead. And so the young man wants to help and find the man who kidnapped her. And this is a really fun thrill ride. You also had William H. Macy. He was terrific. Jason Statham as a villain. I mean, of course he's great as Shaw in Furious 7, but he was a great villain in this one as well. And it makes me kind of want to see Jason Statham as a villain more, because he plays a villain role really perfectly, and he was terrific in this. If you guys never seen Cellular, it's also one of Chris Evans' earliest work. He was really fun, great in those, and yeah, really fun little film. Alright, coming in at number 6 is Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, of course, this is the second Captain America film, and Chris Evans was pretty good the second time around. I mean, in it, Steve Rogers, of course, lives in Nashville's capital as he, tries to adjust to modern times. And so, like, an attack on Shield colleague throws Rogers into a web of intrigue that, places the whole world at risk. And so he ends up joining forces with Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, and a new ally named Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, and struggles to exposure and ever-widening conspiracy. And of course, you got Robert Redford. He was terrific in this. It was pretty cool seeing Robert Redford in something like this. Gary Chandling had a role in this. I mean, Winter Soldier was awesome. It was really fun. Captain America was great as the second time around. Of course, this movie followed off of the Avengers, which, was actually the last time we saw Evans as Captain America before Winter Soldier came. But yeah, and of course you had Sebastian Stan as both Bucky Barnes and the Winter Soldier. That was pretty cool to watch. Really fun film, and yeah, definitely another good Marvel film to watch to prepare for Endgame. Alright, coming in at number 5 is the first Captain America, the First Avenger, which of course introduced us to Chris Evans. I mean, the guy goes from being a scrawny guy to becoming like a big time soldier, which I found was pretty cool. And of course, here you had Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter. You had Tommy Lee Jones was in this. Hugo Weaving as Red Skull was awesome to watch. I mean, he was a great Red Skull. And of course, the movie was directed by Joe Johnston, who did a good job at directing. Like I said, this movie introduced us to Chris Evans' Captain America role, and Chris Evans nailed it as a role. I thought he was perfect there. I mean, yeah, it'll be hard to find, like, if Captain America ends up getting replaced, it'll be hard to find an actor who could top the role, because, Chris Evans just plays this role perfectly. And, yeah, definitely a really awesome role. Coming in at number 4 is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Now, here, Chris Evans plays Lucas Lee, who's Ramona Flowers' second evil ex, and he's actually a skateboarder who who's also a turned sellout actor who is like shown as a star in a number of cheesy action movies. And of course, he's one of the evil exes that Michael Cera's Scott Pilgrim character has to defeat. I mean, Chris Evans, he was really funny in this. This is another comic book film for him. And this movie got released, I believe, about a year before he made his Captain America debut. Anyway, Scott Pilgrim is great. It was directed by Edgar Wright, who did a great job. Michael Cera was great. Mary Elizabeth Winstead was amazing. I really had fun with this movie. And I still wish we get to see a sequel, but I don't think it'll ever happen, to be honest with you. Alright, coming in at number 3 is Avengers Infinity War. Now, of course, this film takes place after the events of Civil War. And, I mean, Chris Evans back as Cap was really great. I mean, here, of course, he's trying to struggle with the conflicts between his responsibilities to himself and his responsibilities to others. And he embodies the spirit of his comic alternate identity named Nomad, who embodies the spirit of his in the film. And I mean, I thought Chris Evans was really great here. I mean, I thought he was great as Captain America this time around. And of course, my anticipated thing in Endgame is where it's to see Cap and Tony Stark together since the events of Civil War. But anyway, yeah, I mean, also I kind of like the interaction between Cap and Dora, where the scene where Captain America and Dora reunites, and Dora tells Captain America, "I see you copy my beer." That was a really funny line right there. I really like the scene between the two Chris's. I mean, I could probably watch a buddy cop movie, just like a buddy movie with just both Cap and Dora. That would be cool to watch. But yeah, and of course here, Captain America pretty much had like didn't really shave his beard in this. Like his beard pretty much grew really well. And it looks like in Endgame he pretty much shaves his beard. So cool to see him that he's a shaver. Anyway, yeah, Infinity was such an awesome movie. I mean, I've been talking about that movie for weeks, but I just really love that film so much. All right, coming in at number two is the Avengers. Of course, Captain America appeared in this, alongside Tony Stark as well as Adora. Of course, his interaction with Black Widow was pretty cool. I mean, I thought Chris Evans was great in the Avengers. He had really good chemistry with all the characters. Like that's what you need for a superhero team up movie like this. You need the characters who have great chemistry, and that's what happened. There's like all of them had great chemistry with Steve Rogers, and although I will say I also liked Chris Evans in Age of Ultron, especially every time someone curses, he'll go language. I mean, everything in the Marvel films are usually always serious, but it's always nice to see some scenes where some like the character like Captain America will have a comedic timing to him, and he was really awesome here. I mean, I really loved the scenes in the Avengers. But my number one favorite Chris Evans movie, I'm just gonna say it. My number one favorite is Captain America: Civil War. Out of all the Avengers movies, I think this one he had the best performance in. He was great in the other as Captain America in the other films, but as a pure performance, he gave a tremendous performance in this one. Like the confrontation between Cap and Iron Man, that one stole the whole movie. And I also liked his interaction between Spider Man as well. Like the scene where Cap asks his Spider Man, "What part of New York are you from?" Then of course Spider Man replies Brooklyn. Then no, Spider Man replies with Queens. Then Captain America says Brooklyn. That's literally how us New Yorkers speak, by the way. I'm not making that up. Anyway, yeah, Civil War is just awesome. I mean, I really love the fight scenes between Cap and Iron Man. Those scenes were pretty fun to watch. And yeah, Captain America: Civil War was definitely it was pure gold. I really love this movie so much. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Gifted. 9, Fantastic Four. 8, Not Another Teen Movie. 7, Cellular. 6, Captain America Winter Soldier. 5, Captain America the First Avenger. 4, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. 3, Avengers Infinity War. 2, The Avengers. 1, Captain America Civil War. Now, he's been in loads of other stuff over the years. Let me pull up his credit. Now, he has been in other good non-Marvel films as well. He was, of course, good in the aforementioned Age of Ultron, which kind of surprised that Age of Ultron is not hardly in my top 10s of any of my lists. But to let you guys know, I do love Age of Ultron. I'm not bashing on the movie at all. But I just kind of I kind of prefer Infinity War and the Avengers over it, to be honest with you. But Age of Ultron is still great. Anyway. A few other stuff. Let's see. Snowpiercer is a good one. His directorial debut, Before We Go, was alright. What's Your Number with Anna Faris was a good one. Push, that's a pretty fun film. The Nanny Diaries, which also has Scarlett Johansson in it. The Perfect Score, which also had Johansson, were pretty good. He had a really funny cameo in Spider-Man Homecoming and Thor: The Dark World. The movie London was pretty decent. Let me leave to you guys. What are some of your favorite Chris Evans movies? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.